Hello everyone, we are here for episode 6 of Show and Tell. I'm Dan, this is
Mum.
And we thought we'd give today a topic, and today's topic is making mistakes while you're making things. I would say probably almost everything I have made has had a mistake along the way. So definitely it's something that you have to, I guess, just deal with somehow. And I guess as a disclaimer, Marlon and I are not saying that we're experts in making mistakes or how to deal with them. Jodie says she loves your hoodie. I love it too. A Grandma Mori special. But we're experienced in making fluffs and then going, oh, what can we do? I would say that any time I've made a mistake, which is most things that I've made, it's almost always come about for the same reason. I don't know if you'd agree with this, Marlon. I would say that every time I've made a mistake, it's been through haste. Do you remember that word? No. It popped up in one of your Harry Potter books the other day. To be hasty.
Greedy?
Not greedy, no. To be hasty is when... We don't need silly faces. To be hasty is when you don't think something through and you rush it. So when I'm making things and inevitably make a mistake, it's almost always because I was hasty. So I didn't think things through and just rushed. And yeah, it's tempting to... Well, what do you want to do when you make a mistake when you're making things?
Rip the drawing apart.
Rip the drawing apart. I can definitely relate to that.
Or just throw my Lego in the bin.
Throw your Lego in the bin. Exactly, yeah, that's the temptation, isn't it? But it's, yeah, obviously that doesn't help things. That's not helpful. I'm trying to think of some of the biggest mistakes. I guess one of the biggest mistakes a long time ago was a whole recording session where, thankfully, it was just with friends and whatnot. But I was, I guess, playing as well as recording, so it couldn't be in two places at once. And set all of the inputs on the multi-track recorder to the same thing. So there was supposed to be 16 tracks of audio. I set them all, or rather, they defaulted all to track number 1, which was a microphone that was just left on the floor somewhere. That was one of the biggest ones. So yeah, the whole thing was just completely useless. But then more common, I suppose, is just little things like, I don't know, you cut a piece of wood a centimetre too short, or maybe attach something backwards, or maybe colour something in the wrong colour. So yeah, I'm going to show something that I've made. Marlon's going to show something that he's interested in and also involves making. I'll go first because grown-ups are boring. Let's get me out of the way, right? So,
No, me go first.
No, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to speak properly. So, backtrack a little bit. January was, thankfully, probably the busiest January I've ever had with work. And that's usually the quietest month. So obviously that's really good. Did lots of cool stuff. But then by the time it got to the end of January, I thought, oh man, I really need a making creative project that's not work, that's really slow and purposeful. And so I thought, I know, I will make a wooden bowl. I've never done that before. And I'll make a wooden bowl without having any of the proper tools. So I don't have a lathe. I don't have any bowl-shaped carvy bits and bobs. So yeah, I got a chunk of ash. This was a rectangle, and I, a couple of years ago, cut it in half, and the other half I made something else out of, which I'll show another time. And so yeah, I was just left with this sort of that tall square. And yeah, just started cutting it into like a 16-sided shape with the hacksaw, and then started chiseling that to make it round, and then started filing it. And before I emptied this out, before I emptied out the inside, this was a solid face, obviously. And so I did attach a little flange, maybe it's called, that I took off of one of the robots that I've built. And the drill was then able to grip onto that. And so then I could spin it round. So that was the only sort of lathe-esque part that I had. And so then that was how I managed to get the outside. Is it going to focus? Probably not. Is it focusing well? No. It's looking at your handsome face. So yeah, that was the only sort of lathe-esque thing that I had. And so yeah, so I got all of the outside done. I really like the foot of it. Maybe we need to go to an extreme close-up. Oh yeah. So yeah, I really chuffed with the foot. I really like that element of it. Do we need to lift it up a smidge? Why don't you hold that real still and I'll lift the camera up a bit. Oh yeah, look at that. But I want to show the foot of it. Can you turn it around? No, it's not really working, is it? So yeah, I'm really chuffed with the foot of it because I put a little decorative detail there. And it's nice and shallow. This also, the foot specifically, I made to fit inside of a kind of like how Lego bricks click in. I made it to fit inside a serving tray that I made that has the negative for that. So anyway, so I got all the outside done, and then it came to the inside, and yeah, making a wooden bowl without a lathe is exactly as I had planned. It's very slow and difficult, and I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't do it again. So I got to doing the inside, and I resorted to using a router to take the majority of it out, and then I was getting impatient, and so I was hasty, that word, hasty, and the router slipped, and thankfully didn't take any of my fingers, still got all my fingers, but it took a big chunk out of the side. Let's go back to an extreme close-up. There we go. It took that big chunk out. And so I was really determined for this not to look like an ashtray. And so while I could have just smoothed that into sort of like a place to rest your cigarette, I just couldn't handle that. So instead, I was brave and I cut the bit where the router had taken a chunk out. I cut it into a triangle, and then from the same piece of wood, I cut the positive of the triangle, glued it in, sanded it down, and even though it's from the same piece, you can see that it does. Why won't it focus? Hey, it wants to stay on our faces, and then when you want it to stay on our faces, it goes hunting everywhere else. Anyway, yeah, so you can see that it's different, but I guess with making such a big mistake like that, you just have to go. The mistake is part of the project now, isn't it?
Hey, look, you can just see that triangle.
That's literally what I've just been talking about.
Yeah, no, but you can see a white dot.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess, Marlon, would you agree? You just have to kind of take a deep breath and go, okay, that mistake is now part of the project. We don't need these silly faces. We're just going to talk normally. That's part of the project, is what it is. And so yeah, this is now not an ashtray. It's for nibbles and stuff. And yeah, as expected, it's really nice to pop a few peanuts in there, bit of Bombay mix, chillax, watch a film, and just think, I made that, and I probably won't do that again unless I have access to a lathe. Okay, any questions? Feel free to pop them in the comments about this wooden bowl or any other bits. Marlon, that's enough of me talking about my wooden bowl that I made a massive mistake with. You're going to tell us about this book that you've got that you really like.
Okay, just a minute, I just do something.
Well, we're kind of waiting for you. Do you want to hold up your book and we can see what it's called?
Yes.
Perhaps if you hold it here, then it'll focus on it and we can see what it's called. So what have we got there? How to draw almost
every animal. Yeah. Yeah.
How to draw almost every animal. Awesome. I wonder what animals are not in there, because it's almost every animal.
No, it is every animal.
But the title literally says almost every animal, so that's not every
Yeah,
animal.
but look.
Oh, that is a big list of animals, isn't it? Wowzer. So Marlon, what do you like about this?
Llama.
Llamas. What do you like about it?
Zebra.
Hey!
Lion.
Oh my god! You can draw llamas from this book. What a perfect segue into a joke.
Oh, what?
Your joke about, llamas.
Yeah, but I forgot it.
Okay, shall I tell it on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay, we'll come here for the joke then. What did the llama say when... No. What did the llama say when the zookeeper said you have to leave the zoo? You don't remember? Alpaca my bags. Cool, okay, so back to your book. You can draw llamas, that's awesome. Raccoon dogs, otters, wowzer. So why don't you turn to... Oh, stay here. Turn to a page that you've already done and show us what kind of instructions you get. So have you done one of these drawings? Oh, I recognise that. Awesome. Well, let's start off with the book and then we'll go to your drawing. So you hold this up and show the sort of level of instruction that you get. Oh, no.
Why?
Please don't press those buttons. Hold it up here.
No, there.
Hold it up like this. So, Marlon, talk us through. What kind of instructions do we
You
get?
can just see like a scribble.
Okay. You want to go for an extreme close-up?
Yes.
Okay, well, it's not really going to work, but we're going to do it anyway. Streaming with a 6-year-old. Okay, so we can see there in the extreme close-up, at the bottom of the page, it says how to draw almost every animal. You want to get an extreme close-up of the rest of it. Well, the camera's not really in the right position for that, is it? Why don't we hold it up here, and then people can see. Look, if I hold it closer.
Right, see?
There you go. So, Marlon, talk us through these bits.
Grain of rice for ear.
So this is showing you how to draw a llama, right?
Yeah. No, a camel. Pointed face. Add chin. Dad.
You see what Jodie said. She said this is quite fitting as the topic for today is about making mistakes, and the extreme close-up angle doesn't really work for a book. I guess this book doesn't really warrant an extreme close-up, just a close-up like this.
Long curved neck. M-shaped humps. Long skinny legs. Colour body. Add an eye, nostril and tail.
Awesome.
Nostril with a green bogey in it.
Nostril with a green bogey in it. Awesome. So, Monkey, in this book then, what tell us about what other things you've... No, stay here. Tell us about what other things you've drawn from this book.
Polar bear.
A polar bear, awesome.
Crab.
A crab. Can we see the crab, please? And talk us through how you did the crab. Oh, you're looking the crab up in the contents, okay. that says cow. Are they not in alphabetical order? What sadist made this contents page? You literally have to search the entire contents to find the thing you want. Look, there's cats. Surely
Yeah,
crabs should be
you
near
want
there.
126
Okay, page 126.
is cats.
Oh, I see. We've changed from crab to cats. Of the things you've drawn from here, what has been the most tricky?
Polar bear.
The polar bear was the most tricky. How come? It's just a white blob, no? With 4 paws and a nose.
No.
Hey, apparently...
Look at that.
A big fat cat. Apparently cats, please correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, polar bears have white fur so that they blend in with all the snow because they live in the Arctic, but black skin underneath to absorb the sunlight, to keep them warm because they're out in the snow. Okay, let's see that cat that you just found. That was The page of cats.
Pussy.
So have you drawn any of these cats?
No.
This looks really cool, actually. This actually looks very doable. So I've always found it very tricky to draw cats, but actually, looking at these instructions. Oh look, it wants to focus on this face. Let's try and cover your face with the cat instructions. Look, that actually looks quite doable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Triangles for ears, a round smiley bit, and then that. Yeah, that looks all right. Well, maybe after this you could draw one of the cats, eh? So did you want to show us? Did you want to show us what you'd been drawing while I was talking about the wooden bowl?
Yes.
And you can talk us through it.
A Egyptian guy who is holding a camel lead, and then a camel, and then someone on the camel with a blanket, and then a flying mummy.
What are these details? I don't know if you can see.
Air.
Oh, I see. That's the air sort of coming out of the bottom of the mummy.
Then those are all the tissues.
That's a bit of a good pun there. Did you hear what I said? That's all of the air coming out of the bottom of the mummy.
Yeah, he's farting his way up.
Farting his way
Yeah,
up
I'm
or
just
her
going
way
to
up.
do
You're going to do what?
a puff of air.
A puff of air. Okay, cool. So, Monkey, if you did this drawing again, would you change anything? Would there be anything that you would improve having done it? No, you're just perfectly happy with it as it is. Look, we got a comment there from your actual mum. She says, "Is the mummy unravelling?" And then, "Oi!" I'm guessing she's figured out the joke of the hot air coming out of the bottom of the mummy. Cool. Okay. Well, let's finish up there. I've just realised, Marlon, we didn't think of a topic for our next one. Do you remember you said today's topic is going to be about making mistakes? We never thought of a topic for the next one. If anyone wants to suggest a topic for the next one, you've got about a minute to do so, or we can think of one, or maybe we can just think of one between now and the next next episode.
The air experienced by my mum or whatever. What does experience mean?
Experience. I think you know what experience
No, I
means.
do not.
Okay, I'll tell you after. So
Not make sense.
something that I forgot to mention is that our extreme close-up angle is a tribute to a certain film. If anyone can guess what that film is, we'll give you a shout out in the next episode.
Wait, what even is the film?
Oh, I can't. You promise not to say?
Yes.
You won't have seen it. And in that film they go, extreme close-up! Yeah.
What the?
So if anyone can say what that film is, we'll give you a shout out in the next episode. I've been
Wait,
Dan.
can you read that?
This is still Marlon.
Maria and Mario Long.
And this has been episode 6 of our show and tell. Thank you very much for watching.
Awkward wave. Awkward
Hopefully
wave.
see you next time. Awkward wave.